Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Western Alliance Era 2 premium tank, the Leopard VT2. Now this has been a tank that I've been playing a fair amount and I've been having a lot of fun in it. I think it's a very solid tank and it makes a butt ton of credits just like most Era 2 premiums do. And I just think it's a solid all-rounder because its mobility is alright, the gun handling on it is really good, its DPM's okay, the penetration on the gun is really good. It's just a solid all-rounder, and the armour on it, while the hull armour is pretty trash, like a lot of the other Leopards in the era, the turret armour is really good. So, yeah, generally as an all-round tank, I think it's a very solid premium, and I've been having, like I say, a lot of fun in it. So what do I run in terms of a crew on the Leopard VT2? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanics, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving because it can be a little bit sluggish, so I run that to make sure that the terrain resistances are pretty good, and then it helps it get to its 62 kilometers an hour at top speed really easily, and that just helps me get about and be pretty damn mobile in this tank. In terms of equipment, I run Rammer, Vert Stabs, and Vents. Now, obviously, we run all the gun perks on the crew to make the gun as good as possible, and to help that even more, to make it 20% even better, run the Vert Stabs, because Vert Stabs are always great to have on things that need to be accurate, especially when you're firing at sort of the longer distances you have in Cold War. Having that fantastic accuracy that you can get with Vert Stabs, fantastic. Optics, again, because they make everything better, DPM, accuracy, view range, everything about the tank better. Having Vents is a no-brainer, and obviously making the DPM better with the Rammer as well. So yeah, the VT2 has been really solid for me. The only thing that has been a little bit sad, really, is the fact that the third round is heat. Pretty much. That's pretty much the only sad time for me, because the 2AV is a tank as well that is really solid, but that lacks the standard penetration that this has, because that has 370, this has 410, I believe. And the premium, oh, it's 418, sorry, actually, on the standard. It's 504 on the premium APCR, which is filthily great, and helps you destroy the FV4211s, the Aluminium Chieftains. But it lacks the HE round that stuff like the 2AV gets, which has like 200 and, I think it's 250 pen on its HE, maybe more than that. And it has a high alpha like 570, and there's so many, especially at the minute with the amount of Leopards that are knocking about, it makes it have filthy DPM, and it's really useful, the HE. But having those heat rounds on this tank makes me a little bit sad, because the heat round, while having 490 pen, is just not that useful, because there's so many tanks that have so much spaced armor that they just become completely redundant in this mode, and it just makes me a little bit sad that they didn't give it a HE round and gave it heat instead. But it is what it is. This 120mm gun is great, and that's the one thing that I like about this tank compared to the 2AV as well, is the fact that it does get the 120mm over the 105, because there's a lot of 35 and 40mm plates. Well, there's a lot of 30 and 35mm plates that you can overmatch with this 120mm gun, which is wonderful, as opposed to 105. But yeah, I just, this tank has been so much fun to play, because while it's hull down, this turret is solid. The upper plate is decent against some of the auto cannon guns like the BMP, but it's not infallible like the 2AV. And I compare it to the 2AV because they're two fairly similar tanks, and they're in, you know, they're both German tanks within the Western Alliance, you know. And yeah, so it is a bit more butter on the upper plate, but like I say, the turret on it is better, and it lets you be hull down and have that little bit of durability when you're on a ridgeline. And I just have had so much fun with it. So, we're in the first map, we're on Desful, and we've taken this middle position, because this middle position is a vital position to take on this map. Once you've taken it, you can do what you've seen us do in this game, which is, well, basically get shots across everywhere. And once the fighting has sort of died down a little bit, you can come off it and start to get shots into what's left of the enemy team. So we managed to get the shot into the 4211 there to shut that guy down. It's always satisfying killing the FVs because, well, the FVs are just dirtily great. We managed to come up against this T-72 Ural, and we try and get a shot in, but the shot just veers off and damages his gun only. But we do manage to get the shot into his side there. Then we notice this V22 sort of angle a little bit, and he manages to ricochet off our side, which is great. The T-72 pulls out. We get a big shot into him for our alpha there, which is unusual for Cold War. That doesn't happen with its janky RNG. We try and get a shot into his drive wheel, but unfortunately it doesn't quite go in. So, you know, I'm thinking I want this Leopard 1A1 and this other guy over here. They're quite healthy. They're the next targets to get damage. But this T-72 is obviously causing a problem. We're going to try and help Swindle there, but unfortunately, I don't know where that shot went. We didn't even bounce off him. But Swindle puts him down to a one-shot. We shut down the T-72. Now we've got 2 tanks left. We're still fairly healthy, so we're going to go after this Leopard 1A1, who is looking this way, and go after the other guy. The Leopard 1A1 is actually firing the HE rounds that tank gets, and that gets filthy HE rounds that are great for usage against tanks like this, as long as you hit the upper plate and miss the spaced armor. We're just trying to see him through the smoke, but he's pulled back, actually behind that building. We managed to get a nice snap into the T-72, which doesn't stand a chance against this gun. And then we managed to ricochet off the Leopard 1A1 there. That ricochet is so unfortunate. That thing doesn't have any armor whatsoever. And then we managed to get another shot in, low roll like a mother trucker, and we don't get the kill. But we finished the game with a nice amount of damage. Finished with the 9.3k damage, 1400 assistance, the ace tanker, 6 kills, which would normally net you a top gun. But for some reason Cold War doesn't have medals. I don't know why. That's one of those things that's weird about the mode, right? It's like, why doesn't it have medals? Because I get that there's some medals that might be related to World War II and not make sense for the post-war era, essentially. But surely medals like Top Guns and Devastators that... Well, it's like Top Guns Devastators, you know, for 6 kills, 7 kills, would be able to easily just port over, right? Because... realistically, you get 6 kills, you get 7 kills in this mode. Yeah, sure, it's like, yeah, I got 6 kills, 7 kills, but it's not that, it doesn't feel that special because you don't have a shiny thing to commemorate the fact that you did that. It's just like, yeah, I did that, right? I like having medals. I'm one of those people that loves to see the end screen fill up with nice shinies at the ending, like, ooh, shiny, you know? I don't know. I hope that they actually bring out medals for Cold War at some point so that you can actually commemorate getting 6 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills, 9 kills, whatever. Because, like, I think it's in one of the games that we had. I think it's this game. Yeah, I want to say it's this game. I was playing with Lee and Ralph's dad, and I'll end up getting something like 7 kills. And I miss out on a kill at some point, and it's like, oh, you could have had 8 kills there. It's like, yeah, it's 8 kills. Yeah, sure, it's great, but I don't get a medal for it, so I'm not really that bothered. It gives you something extra to chase for. You know, chase after. It would be nice to have medals. And I hope that, like I said, that they do stuff like Top Gun makes sense. And to be honest, I don't know why the medals can't just carry over anyway. I get that there's some medals, obviously, like the matchmaking ones, like the Lever Schleilos, Oskins, Halonen's medals, etc., that can't really port over because they don't make sense in terms of the matchmaking and the eras and stuff like that. But the generic ones like high calibers for doing the most damage in a game, the scout medals, the patrol duties, the Top Guns, like I say, Devastator medals, even if you were to do Radley Walters and Pools medals, you know, I think they just make sense to bring over just to have something extra for that great, that fantastic game you had, and you're like, yes, I got 7 kills, you know. I just think that'd be great to have. But anyway. We're on Nomini Nom, and on Nomini Nom, we are managing to get shots at these people that are camping on these ridges. Unfortunately, Ralph's dad gets shut down by the Leopard 1A5, and we just missed the shot over there. We know there's something over there. We can just see it. We actually end up ricocheting off of it as well, which is really unfortunate. But they are looking at us, and we sort of keep getting detected here and there. There's the BMP one over there we've just got to be careful of. He's just shut down our T-62. And we're just going to try and get a shot at this T-62 that's on their little ridge. But we can't quite... Well, he's just pulled back behind that ridge, so we don't get a shot at him. Then the T-62 over there gets spotted. We get a nice tracking shot slapped into him. And we're just going to keep poking up on this ridge line. Like I say, with the turret armor, I'm generally pretty confident, but we end up getting missiled by something that was sat over there. It was either, I think it was the M60A2, or it could have been the BMP1 that's pulled back, but we couldn't quite see it because of the bushes, and we, you know, took a fairly large hit there. I think it was the M60A2 that got us. But fortunately, it didn't take our head off, like has happened quite a few times that I've seen Leopards getting shot by ATGMs and having it destroyed. And we live to tell the tale. So we pull around this corner, we end up getting hit by the heavy tank at the back. Then there's this FV4211 here, so we automatically load the premium, because 500 pen is going to absolutely wreck this guy, and we don't take any chances when firing at 4211s. They're just utterly stupid with the armour, so it's like, well, okay then, I can just slap these 505 pen APCR rounds straight through his turret front. He has no hope against this penetration. He's hopelessly sort of in the middle of nowhere. But then there's this other FV4211 and he's like, right, we need to get rid of this guy. It's like, yep, fair point. He's got shots at both me and you two, and he's distracting from the other flank. Then this BMP1 gets spotted. It's like, missile! Okay, it's fine. We pull back from the ATGM just in time. We've tracked him in place, which means he gets hit by Lee and finished off by the 1A3. We know this FV4211 is still around this corner, so we pull around the corner, snap a shot in. Unfortunately, ricochet off his upper plate, because we hit it at a weird angle. He's not looking at us, so we go for the side shot of the turret. Ricochet, 505 pen off the side of his turret. Yeah, okay. It's just those things are so stupid with their armor. It's like you can hit those things flush side on and still bounce, and you're like firing 500 pen rounds, and you're like, what? How? Me no comprende. Me no know. Me no nothing. You know, and it's like, it blows my mind sometimes when you bounce on those things. Unfortunately, we missed a shot on the 1A5, which I'm just trying to keep putting shots into. The 4211's running away. We end up ricocheting off the back of his turret as well. Those things, man. Those things. Now the 1A5's pulled out, so we slap a big shot into him. The 4211 has YOLO'd this Leopard, so we're just waiting for the reload to go in so we can shut him down, which we do. And now we're switching back to the standard APCR, because we don't need it now. Now that 4211's gone, we can just switch back to the standard rounds to fire at these Leopards. This other Leopard's YOLO'd, so we get a big shot into the back of him, which damages his ammo rack, which it will have repaired. And again, we're just firing as fast as we can. Every single time we're reloading, we're firing. Lee was saying he was okay, and then maybe I'm not, so I was going to turn around and help him, but unfortunately he got shut down by the Leopard 1. But the 1A3 deals with the Centurion 9. Now there's the other Leopard, well, there's the Leopard 1 YOLOing round after my friend, so we get a big shot into his side. Hopefully going to get another shot in before he kills him, but unfortunately the Leopard 1 shuts down our friend over here, but we shut down the Leopard 1, so that gets rid of that guy. I'm thinking of possibly poking up here to try and get a shot at this M60A2 if he's out in the open, but I think, well, no, they know where I am. There's 2 or 3 tanks up on that ridgeline on top. They'll be looking this way. I don't want to bleed any more health than I already have, so I'm going to poke around this corner and see if this other Leopard was still round here. And if he is, I can hopefully shut him down. But we're looking upon the ridgelines to see if there's anyone waiting for us over there, and we decide, you know what? Nope, now's the time. We've got to go. We're going to move forward and try and get onto these ridgelines over here to move this game forward. But then this M60A2 pulls out, so we RBRT. And of course, with the vert stabs and the gun perks, it's hyper accuracy. It goes straight in and shuts that guy down, which is lovely. So now there's the 4211 over there. There's another 4211, and actually I think that's, oh no, that's another medium tank. Yeah, so there's the other 4211 there. Their T62 gets shut down. We just get spotted at the wrong time, but we managed to slap the shot straight into the side of that FV right there. He starts looking at us, and I'm like, right, okay, you know what? I'm not dealing with that. If he's going to look at me, I'm just going to bleed needless hit points. We're going to go find this other Leopard. It's like, where? I know he was over here somewhere, and it's like, oh, there he is. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Leopard 1A5. I just saw him just before he was coming over the ridgeline, so I knew exactly where he was. Prepared, slap the shell in, easy pens. We come up behind the other 4211, shut him down. We're up to 8.9k damage. There's the other FV, the last tank on their team. We're all quite spread out at the minute, and we're coming up against this FV. So, because of how healthy he is, I'm kind of expecting him to maybe YOLO me. So I'm just going to play it a bit more cautious. Fortunately enough, he misses his auto-aim shot, which is clearly what he was doing. And we managed to bounce off his turret. Fortunately, it bounces off my turret. Like I say, this is where the VT2's turret is great. We slap a big shot into his side. and we're just going to keep waiting for the reload. We've got my friend who's coming in now. We'll drop a shot into his drive wheel and pen it with the last premium round. But the thing is, now we've only got standard rounds, we can't actually track and pen the FV anymore. So I was going to go for it there to try and track and pen him, but again, couldn't pen it because I haven't got the premium rounds left, and the FV manages to shut him down. But so we couldn't unfortunately get that kill, but we did finish the game with a healthy amount of damage. We finished the victory, 7 kills, 10,155 damage, 2.1k assistance, the ace tanker, 1896 base XP. A really nice game for the VT2, and like I said, that's where I think it was Lee was saying, oh, you could have had 8 kills there. And it's like, yeah, whatever, there's no medal for it. But yeah, like I say, really nice game for the VT2. A very, very solid tank, makes a lot of credits, and is pretty much a lot of fun to play in Cold War. So, as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!